Hi there. Good morning. Just a quick note today on how lifestyle, diet, and lifestyle choices deeply impact sleep apnea. I'm going to tell the story of my personal experience. My husband, when we first met 10, 11 years ago now, had severe sleep apnea, meaning he would not wake up, sorry. He would stop breathing for more than 60 seconds several times a night. And so what that sounds like is a deep snoring, but that they can't catch their breath. And so it'd be like a snoring and then literally silence. And then you wait for the, and they start snoring again. So needless to say, I didn't sleep very well either, so it impacted my quality of life and my sleep. But just with the sound, right? But then also it was like this level of stress for me because it's a very dangerous thing to be living with. And so finally I convinced him indirectly and directly to get a sleep machine that literally it's like, a Darth Vader mask that you have to sleep with that forces oxygen into the system. And so there's none of that like stopping to breathe. However, and it did help, but it was another like different white noise, if you will, but it was still somewhat interfering with my sleep. And, it was a pain in the butt. We had to travel with it. Did come in a case that you could travel with, but it was like another thing to consider. It certainly wasn't, very sexy. It kind of interfered. We're not big cuddlers. Like we have our cuddle aspect of our bedtime routine, but then we don't sleep cuddled. However, it kind of interferes with the intimacy and in the sense of feeling a closeness in a couple, right? So, and then also, it is helping him with his symptoms and the risk level of something happening in his sleep. However, it's still not, it's treating the symptoms. It's not treating the underlying problem. So fast forward, fast forward 11 years. The sleep machine started when we had children. So like let's say at least 5 years ago. So now we've been a year for sure, if not going on almost 2 years, because this year was 2020. It's like it happened and it didn't happen. But a long time where I can tell you that the sleep machine has not been used and my husband no longer snores. And the sleep apnea, like he doesn't stop breathing, he rests peacefully and feels better is the more important thing. Like getting a restless or a sleep apnea night's sleep, he was never recovering, never feeling himself, never feeling 100% at least every morning. And now he does. He wakes up with energy to start his day and to do all the things that keep that on track, meaning working out, eating healthy, making healthier lifestyle choices. So I say this to tell you that I think it is so worth considering shifting your household routines, not only for you, if you're the mom listening to this, for your children for the long term, but also for the men in your household, because something as simple as eating less processed foods, less dairy, and less animal products and less gluten, I think is important too, can dramatically affect so many long-term chronic diseases that people just live with when they don't necessarily need to. Like my husband had been living with sleep apnea for at least 15 years, if not 20, and treating the symptoms, not even considering that there was a way to treat the underlying problem. So I invite you to investigate a whole foods, plant-based diet for the benefits that it can have for a wide range of chronic diseases. if you're interested in discussing like a specific thing that you are suffering, I can tell you my past clients, they have resolved issues of anxiety, of arthritis, of other articulation pain like knee pain, hip pain, things that are diagnosed, if you will, in the medical world as something chronic, meaning like there's not a lot to do, or there's not necessarily like 100% remission or 100% cure. There's no cure, it's just mitigating symptoms. Here's the medication that you need. There might be some suggestion of lifestyle choices, but there's not the emphasis that could be placed, whereas, look, if you could change your diet, you could completely rid yourself of these chronic diseases, uncomfortable symptoms, and let's face it, life risking realities that people are just adapting to when it's not necessary. So that is the little story I wanted to share. I am always happy to go into more detail if you wanted to contact me directly. And I just know that for anyone who, like me, was dealing with a partner that had sleep apnea, it was very stressful from being worried. There's a really high incidence of all sorts of life-threatening things that can happen when someone is dealing with sleep apnea. And it was affecting my quality of life too, which then, like, two people that aren't sleeping well, it affects the relationship. It's just like, it snowballs into really affecting your quality of life. So I invite you to reconsider a plant-based whole foods lifestyle. And I am definitely someone who can help you make those shifts in a slow, realistic, and sustainable way. So hope you're having a wonderful week, and wherever you are in the world, take care.